Hey guys, so in the last lesson, we learned about addition and subtraction when negative numbers came into play. In this one, we're going to talk about multiplication. What happens when you have not just positive but also negative numbers when you are multiplying? That's what we're going to focus on. Again, to kick this off, I want to give you a couple keynotes.
Note 1.
Firstly, multiplication can be referred to by a number of phrasing. For instance, I could say 1 multiplied by 2, 1 times 2, or 1 into 2. All of those mean the same thing. My personal preference and tendency is to use into more often than times or multiplied by, and I hope that is something you can adjust to.
Note 2.
Secondly, I want to quickly touch upon the commutative property or commutative law of multiplication. It is very simple and straightforward and states that numbers can be multiplied in any order to arrive at the same answer. So whether you say 5 into 10 or you say 10 into 5, it doesn't really matter because it means the same thing. The output is the same value. I would ask you to think about commutative property of multiplication at the end of this lesson and try to apply it to all of the cases of positive and negative multiplications that we will be discussing throughout this lesson. But for now, let's come back to multiplication.
Example 1.
2 into 5. Now, whether you use your multiplication table or some other method that you have learned to multiply a bunch of numbers, the answer you would get, of course, is 2 into 5 equals to 10. But let's drill down to the core of it. What is multiplication really? When we say 2 into 5, it's nothing but saying add 2 to itself 5 times. Repeated addition. So 2 into 5 equals to 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals to 10. Now, this might seem unnecessary or childish or too fundamental, but this will be the basis on which we will be logically understanding the cases when negative numbers come.
Example 2.
Minus 2 into 5. Now, how would you explain this? You would say add minus 2 5 times. So repeatedly add minus 2 5 times. So this would become minus 2 into 5 equals to minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2. Now we have already learned that when you have a plus and a minus sign adjacent to each other, they can be treated just as a minus sign. So this expression can be rewritten as minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. And we've learned that in the case of like numbers, you just add all of the numbers together and then stick back the sign. So in this case, this expression can be rewritten as minus within brackets 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 close brackets. So this would become minus 10. Minus 2 into 5 ultimately evaluated to minus 10.
Example 3.
What about 2 into minus 5? We've talked about repeated addition, but what about repeated subtraction because you have a negative sign here? Can you say that 2 into minus 5 is saying subtract 2 5 times? Yes, so 2 into minus 5 would become minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. So you are subtracting the number 2 5 times. Again, just like we did in example 2, and as we've already learned, there are all of these like numbers, all of these negative numbers. So you would just add the numbers, take back the sign. So this would evaluate similarly to minus 10. So 2 into minus 5 is also equal to minus 10.
Example 4.
On to the trickiest of the lot. Minus 2 into minus 5. You've got two negative signs. Both of the numbers being multiplied are negative. What you would say here is that subtract minus 2 5 times. So I'm telling you that this means subtraction of a negative number repeatedly. So this would become minus minus 2, minus minus 2, minus minus 2, minus minus 2, minus minus 2. We've already learned that when you have two negative signs, they nullify to give a positive sign. So this expression can be rewritten as plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals to plus 10. Therefore, minus 2 into minus 5 equals to 10. So two negative signs, even when multiplied, apparently cancelled out to give a positive sign. These might seem very specific questions, but these are examples of the different positions of the negative sign. How many negative signs there could be? Just one, just two, corresponding to only the first number, or only the second number, or both. Let us try to draw some generalized conclusions from these. So whether it was minus 2 into 5 or 2 into minus 5, we got minus 10 both times. What we can say therefore is that if you have only one negative sign, then the final answer, the product, would also have that negative sign. However, when you had either no negative signs such as 2 into 5, or you had two negative signs such as minus 2 into minus 5, you had 10 as the answer. Therefore, there was no negative sign at the end. Now, this is not just true for the cases of 2 and 5, but for any two numbers being multiplied. What are the two conclusions or rules that we can take away from this? If you have one negative sign in a multiplication question, your answer would continue to contain that one negative sign. However, if you have 0 or 2 negative signs in the multiplication question, your answer would have that negative sign disappearing, vanishing. It would not exist. I hope that is all clear. Let us move on to some questions based on what we have just learned about multiplication with positive and negative numbers.
Question 1.
Minus 6 into minus 2. There are two negative signs in the question, so we know according to our takeaway that they will cancel out and all we need is a positive sign. So that's there, and also 6 into 2 gives us 12. So minus 6 into minus 2 equals to, we'll put the positive sign, plus 12.
Question 2.
Minus 5 into 9. There's only one negative sign in the question, so it will stay, it will not go away. And 5 into 9 equals to 45, of course. So minus 5 into 9 equals to minus 45.
Question 3.
But let me give you a slightly more interesting kind of problem. What is minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 4? You've got three numbers being multiplied, all three of which are negative. What will happen here? We can go bit by bit. We'll multiply minus 2 and minus 3 first and ignore the minus 4 for a wee while. Minus 2 into minus 3, two negative signs, so cancel out to give a positive sign. 2 into 3 equals to 6, so plus 6. So we've got minus 2 into minus 3 equals to plus 6. So let's insert plus 6 in place of minus 2 into minus 3 in the expression in the question. So it can be rewritten as minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 4 equals to 6 into minus 4. Now 6 into minus 4 is fairly easy, come on. We can do that. We simply see one negative sign, so that will stay, and 6 into 4 is 24, so the answer will be minus 24. So we got minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 4 equals to 6 into minus 4 equals to minus 24. That's the trick. You just go bit by bit, step by step, take a pair of numbers at a time, and then see how it goes. And I'm sure you'll always arrive at the correct answer. Alright, that's it for this lesson. Hope you're now comfortable with questions where you need to multiply positive and negative numbers. Drop any doubts or feedback in the comments, share this with your friends, subscribe for more. Catch you in the next one.